everybody. Welcome. It's been a while. How are you? How is life treating you? Is it beating you up? Are you beating it up? Have to be strong. You have to be strong. This world is something else. So you have to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But my number one would be on spiritually. That's what gets me like on a maybe what was that stare all about? Were you looking at me because you were admiring me, or were you looking at me because were you saying, oh, what is my wife talking about again?
No, just listening to you.
Huh?
Just listen.
Were you listening? Were you listening? Oh, did I say, look, my cup. It says a cup full of motivation. It's actually my daughter's cup. So, Q&A. Are you ready? Are you ready? Guys, we missed you. Did you miss us? Because we missed you. Excuse the swag. Ek ngwana go Pitori, so excuse the swag. Kilabon. Okay, my love. What motivates and gives you strength when faced with life's challenges? First of all, shout out to, you know who you are. You know who you are with the questions. Shout out to you. Who do you think this Q&A is from?
I don't know.
Shauna.
Oh, sweet.
I know. We love you, Shauna. Okay, so what motivates you and gives you strength when faced with life's challenges?
Well, the obvious question would be the children, and children, family, stuff like that.
Stuff like what? Not so sure. Stuff like what, bro? Did you overeat, baby? You
Did.
Sorry, we just had date night. And we kind of overate, so excuse us. But we had to, can we just be real and just be on this platform just the way we is? Okay, baby, so it's the Coke. I told you, you see, this is what happens when you drink lemon water, huh? It's the Coke, baby. Can you... Brain, work with me. Okay. So, the question again. What motivates and gives you strength when faced with life's challenges?
I guess, it's obviously it's the children and the fact that you can't walk away from things, what motivates you, like if you think about what demotivates you, it's obviously the struggles, the things that bring you down, the things that you feel like you have no control over and that you keep trying and then it's failing, and then and that's when you go to dig deep and then you think what can I do to just not give up, because giving up is obviously the last thing. And motivation really mostly is obviously from from the house, from the family, I guess, but
how do they motivate you? You said your children. How do they motivate you?
It's like whenever you have the hardest day and then things feel like they just don't, one thing doesn't work after the other and it just feels like there's just almost no way forward. And then you come home and then there's this unconditional love waiting for you. Something that doesn't care about your account, doesn't care about what you have, how you have it. And they just want to see you and they just want you for you. Nothing more than that. And I know that's something that's not, not it's not like a material thing where I can swallow a pill and I'm motivated. It's something that you have to develop. It's something that just doesn't get given to you. It gets like, it just works. It's like I realized that when, obviously back then when I was living on my own and like having living the easy life, if I can say that, where you just live for yourself. That's all you worry about is yourself, and that's fun. You come and go as you please, you do whatever you want. But then I got to a point where I felt like there was no purpose almost in what you're doing. And funny, like, me and those who do, like, I always never liked children, man. Even like if I saw it on TV, I would change the channels, or if there was like an ad or a movie where there was a child crying, I would not watch movies with children in it. It was that bad. I just had no time for it. You know what I mean? And then when you actually have a child in your life, and then you see that, their dependence on you and how they just want you just for you, it just changes your life. It gives you that strength to carry on. And I know it's not the same for everybody, like sometimes people, they live alone or whatever, and then where do you find motivation then? Because then it's difficult too. Because that's what I'm saying, for me it's that, but it's not universal for all, people and stuff. And I guess you just got to look for something that's close to you and what means the most to you. I don't know if that answers.
Of course it does. That was wonderful. That was so cool. That was so cool that, there's so many things that can motivate us, like you said. And the fact that you individually find your motivation from our children, which is so true. Like, we just had date night, and all we did at the dinner table, not a dinner table, just like a really light, restaurant. And then we sat there and we were thinking how incredible our children are and how we couldn't wait to get home to them. So, we thank God that the setup is the way that it is, that our children are so, that they are motivating us to enjoy this thing called life, Okay, and what gives you strength? Back to it again, back to the kids. What gives you strength?
Strength.
Motivate to understand, you said, the children. Strength it's a completely different ball game.
I think the strength is my childhood. That's what gives me strength. My childhood, and just the ability to not to give too much energy to things that don't matter.
Elaborate that.
Because probably a lot of our, like the humans, we tend to get involved in things which are not really directly very important for our goals, so to say, and like by getting involved and by just spending your energy on things that are not important, you lose energy and you lose focus, I think, and that's where I think is also important, is to the energy that you have naturally is not to use it on things that are not important. But where do you get my energy from? I don't know. I'm naturally quite energetic.
Strength, baby.
Strength. Oh.
Strength. Oh my gosh. I blame the Coke. Guys, I blame the Coke.
Get my strength from Coke.
No, the other Coke. That Coke. That Coke, guys. Strength.
Yeah, that's my strength. I guess that's... sometimes I even wonder where I get my strength from. I'm not gonna lie, where you feel like there's just so much going on, and how do you even stay like normal in this craziness, And I even step back.
Even today you're still wondering?
Well, like sometimes, yeah, I do, definitely. Like where there's just so much goes on, and you just step back and you look back at what you're dealing with. You're like, how did I get through that? Like, and I'm still okay. Am I okay? Or is there like damage that I don't know about that's gonna haunt me like a few years later, and I'm gonna freak out about something I don't know? You know what I mean? Like, because we bury a lot of things, we just put them away, and then we think they're not gonna, bother us. But then years down the line, you get mad at something, you don't know why. It's probably because something you didn't deal with that you went through. You know what I mean? I hear you.
Okay. So, Question number 2. What would you count as your biggest success to date? Besides the fact of getting married to me, you know what I mean? No, I'm just...
The question to you.
No, it's you, baby. It's still you. Big and bold. This question goes to Alex. What would you count as your biggest success to date?
Wow.
I know what you're going to say. The kids.
The thing is, depends on how you measure success. And based on what? Like what is success? I would imagine this question is in a broader base, like not just like the biggest car you ever had or you have or the house or whatever it is. The biggest success I think I have to date is being able to survive life. You know, is to be able to survive what's being thrown at me and still be normal and still be relatively normal, into extent where I'm able to navigate life without having to lose the marbles. I think that's pretty successful.
Yeah.
That is probably, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think is being able to leave the country of your birth, go through all those things we went through, not fall in with the negative stuff, like not fall in with the wrong people, drugs, heroin, survive all that stuff and still be here today and have what we have and live whatever. I think that's probably my biggest success, to be alive, to be here today.
For sure.
With this family is my biggest success.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you can put it down to a material thing or
not with what we've been through.
Yeah.
No ways.
That's not what we measure success as. It depends on how you measure it. For me, success is just being content with what you have. And that is success. If you can reach to a level where you're content with yourself and with what you have, that's pretty successful. And for me, I'm gonna say just being here today is pretty much my biggest success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Very
like
good.
the life we went through, anything could have happened. Anything could have happened to us.
Yeah.
And being able to navigate through all that and be here today, even with what we have, is bloody successful.
Yeah. Very good, baby. Very good.
And the same applies for you. It's the same. I don't see it being, you can't put it down to material stuff because we never really.
No, we're not into that.
Honestly.
We are so not into that.
You know, you see these big houses with big cars, 4 people live in it, and they're not happy. Success isn't measured by material things, by any measure. Changing cars every 2 years and whatever, for what? You know, it doesn't make it really like having a new handset every year.
Well,
like
that's
it's
for
just,
them, my love. That's what makes them, I guess that's what makes them happy. But I hear you as well. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I mean, what about us that travel? You know what I mean? I mean, that's a lot of money that we put into traveling and going to good restaurants and stuff like that. You know, it's just that people's mindsets are different. I mean, we've traveled overseas, you've traveled right through Africa and stuff like that, and when people look at it, they're like,
yeah, the biggest success is to be here and have my family around me. That is my biggest success, and to be fairly sober-minded, fairly very normal, and just being able to survive daily life, man, that is for me my biggest success. You know,
I love your answer. I like it. Okay, now next is my questions. I haven't read them there. It says happy.
Oh, okay.
I wonder what they are.
How do you deal with conflict with a family member? Do you withdraw or face it head on?
Oh gosh. Is that the question? How do I deal with?
How do you deal with conflict with a family member? Do you withdraw or face it head on?
Okay, so first of all, my family as it is, it's a bit complicated. I hardly fight with my siblings, you know. If there's a misunderstanding with any of my siblings, I think I've grown up and we're matured enough to talk about it now, you know. But back in the day, it was a different story. The thing is that I've never really experienced conflict with my siblings. But just to put it, because I am married, to bring it back here, because this is the person that I spend most of my time with. How do I avoid conflict? Because you are a family member. We're actually battling in that area, and we trying our best to learn how to avoid conflict, because we both can, as much as we love each other, and baby, please also try and add on if you can, if you must, as much as we love each other, as much as we've been through so much. I mean, this is 24 years of friendship, and a couple of years of marriage, but till today, you know, we stand on each other's toes a lot. And I think also because I grew up the way I grew up from a very conservative home with principles and morals and a very strict background. But because of choice, when I was a lot younger, I chose the street life than being at home. And because of choosing that life, I adapted certain characteristic personalities where it makes me masculine, that I brought it into my marriage. So where obviously, because my husband will say 1 + 1, and I'll say 1 + 1 is, I don't know why I did the adding, the 1 + 1. What I'm basically saying is that, no, he's strong, he's also, he's hard-headed just as much as I'm hard-headed. And when we both are into each other, it can get very bad, very, very bad. And where I draw my strength from and is from God, because by reading the word and having a relationship with God, it's also taught me how to slowly remove this what do you call it, this hardness that I have, that the street taught me, and just humble myself with my husband. So lately, if we do get into a conflict, sorry, I tend to go there and then bring the answer right back, so people that know me will bear with me, but I'm dropping gems here, eh? So then when we are into that whole thing, I have learned, which is not in my character at all, to humble myself, because I am into the things of faith. I'm a big believer of the existence of God, and I am in a relationship with our Heavenly Father. God teaches me how to humble myself. So I've learned lately, all years later, I'm learning to, if I feel that we're going to have that conflict, I back away. I don't have, because I always had to, if you come at me, I'm going to come at you. Always. That was always my mentality. I treat you with respect. If you disrespect me, I'm going to come at you, gun blazing. And now I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So what I do now, if I feel that it's going to get, because we also have children, if I feel that it's going to, go to that place, I try and remove myself from it, because it can get physical. My husband doesn't really, and people always tend to think that it's always the man, but you get strong women. You get very strong women that came from childhood trauma that are crazy, and they bring that stuff home. And then you're like, and my husband is also, he can't walk away when I'm at like losing my mind like that. But we're slowly learning to what's the thing, the flame? When the flame is, and you must extinguish the flame. So the best method, I think, for now is to walk away from a situation, especially if you know that you are both lions. You know what I'm saying? I hope that answers you. I can't take it back to family conflict. He is my family. That's why I took it straight to him. Because of my siblings, really, thank God, especially my sister. Sure, like we've been through so much together, and she's not like me. We're we're different. She's more very sweet, very loving, she's just kind, full of so much love. And when I get to that place, she knows how to, she's just really kind. So she's nothing like me. So like I said, I'm still learning. So I can't give you an answer because I'm still learning how to do it. But by spending more time with God, for me, I feel like, He's teaching me. God's teaching me how to just, remove that hardness and just soften up and be that sweet happy that I'm supposed to be. So I hope that answers you. I walk away from the situation. Walk away. When you're in a better mood, come and talk about it. If it's going to rise up again, walk away. For me, I have to walk away because I know that I get very defensive. So yeah, I'm learning to walk away. Next one.
Okay.
What did you think, baby?
Yeah, it's good.
Do you want to add anything?
No.
Okay.
What brings you happiness?
What brings me happiness? What brings me happiness? Oh my God. My children bring me a lot of happiness. My children bring me so much happiness. Obviously, first of all, to be honest with you, everything that I have, and it's a fact, it's all from God, right? And by God blessing me with these wonderful children, like he said, when he was growing up, he never liked children, which is a true story. But I was never into children, meaning that I was, not that I didn't like them. I mean, I love children more than I do adults, but it's just that I wasn't around children because I was out there living that street life, But so when I had my own, and especially how I had my children, it's like I didn't see it coming. It wasn't like, planned and everything like that. So when we were brought into the space, and suddenly it was like, oh my gosh, God, are you bringing me this happiness in form of a child? You know what I'm saying? So that's what brings me happiness is my children, and you know what? My husband. I know we're not saying it because that's just that's just how it is, but he brings me a lot of happiness. He does. He works on my nerves daily, but what a good man. What a good father, and we're best friends. The fact that, I mean, we got married, so obviously, there's he does bring happiness in my life. So, but above all, the fact that God is real brings me happiness. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it at all. The fact that God is real brings me happiness because of my lifestyle and what God has made possible in my life to make me happy is because of God. So yeah, the fact that God exists brings me a lot of happiness. Anyway, that's it. It's a wrap. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. We love you. Peace and light. Pray for us. We pray for you. Yeah, keep it real. Peace. We out.